everybody. Hey. This is an excerpt from my novel in progress, which the writing of which is supported by the gift of freedom.
So, keep going. I'm just going to talk as you're going. So that would be like the wash, as we say in watercolor. That would be like the landscape. And then on top of that, anyone who was in the mood could solo. So you might pick up a poem, and you might say...
When it came time to announce to the group what it was I needed, I said, I need a room of my own.
Beat.
Writing is not a terribly social act. You emerge later, years later perhaps, and your clothes don't fit. And you're out of style anyway.
I felt in my ears, but nothing was there. I wished for scars and curse. I wished to stand up and scream, look!
Romeo met Juliet in the garden. Juliet was just sitting around waiting for Romeo to show up. And that is the problem with a lot of women writers.
And it was actually that quote, "Your silence will not protect you," that kept, for me, when I was coming through the violence, kept coming up for me. Your silence will not protect you. Your silence will not protect you.
And she said, yeah, go on. Question man, should we go to McDonald's first? I said, the question just flew out of me. I said, who was responsible for the suffering of your mother?
When they had just about finished their digging, a stranger on a big black horse came through town. He paused in exactly the wrong spot to ask the name of the place, and he and his horse sank right through the road into that tunnel.
With a voice straining past my highest falsetto, I scream at him, "Pebblehead, don't you dare get back at me now!" He peeks up over my sheeted knees and looks at me with compassionate, confused eyes. "Pammy," he says.
Once I was in the grocery store, like a month or so after, and I was just getting my groceries, and there was a woman whom I didn't know, and she started talking about her daughter, and I guess I must have blurted out that my son had died, and she told me that her oldest daughter, that she was sent to medical school, had died in an accident. And that lady and I stood there for about 10 minutes just doing like this. And then we went on.
She said, well, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do I leave in and what do I take out? And what are my reasons for that? And it just struck me to the heart because it was sort of like, isn't that it? Right? Yeah. The whole question? And I'll have the answer to you by tomorrow.
Each time I heard footsteps in the hall that morning, I sat up straight in bed and adjusted my headpiece. I'd slept well. My sinuses no longer throbbed. I'd brushed my teeth 3 times and adjusted the gauze around my nose more times than I could count. I'd chosen the most revealing of the 3 night dresses the sisters had worn. Short sleeves, and my collarbone showed.
What sees us through? Our grit or our talent? Over and over again, I kept asking myself the same question. What do you want to do, and how do you want to do it?